Today we are going to look at artist James DeRosso. He makes incredible characters that are very monster-like and very fun. So let's use our own imaginations and create our own versions of James DeRosso monsters. Now that we've learned a little bit about artist James DeRosso, it's time for us to make our own monsters. Let's start with our eyes. Now you can choose if you want 2 eyes, 3 eyes, or maybe just 1 eye. I'm going to start with 2 ovals for my eyes and maybe close to the lower part of my paper. So I'm going to start with 1 large oval. And remember, ovals are just circles that are stretched out. And I've got 1 oval kind of lower than the other. But you can always choose, and I've got some scrap paper here, you could do 1 large eye, or you could do 2 ovals together, like side by side. So here we're just giving some different options that I'll work on as we go, or you could kind of have them going off in different directions. Up to you. So I'll continue working on those as we go. Around our eyes, let's add an extra layer just to keep them close together. So I'm going to start in the middle, almost like I'm making a little unibrow, and I'm going to go around 1 eye, come up, but I'm not going to go all the way through. I'm going to connect that and go all the way around the other eye, right back to where I started, almost like it's wearing goggles. And I think I want my eyes to be looking up. So the pupil, remember that's the black dot that's in the center of our eye. That's what helps us see. I'm going to draw that at the top part of my eyes. And I think I'm going to add a little circle inside for the highlight. Now I'm waiting to color, but if you need to, you can go ahead and color those in so you can see the difference. But I'm going to keep going. And let's see what we can do that's different. Maybe on this one, I'm going to draw the iris, which is the color part of your eye, and add a smaller circle inside for the pupil. Maybe I'll add a little highlight there too. And maybe this one has some eyelashes. Or you might want to make your monster kind of sleepy. So on this one, I'm going to add 2 little rainbow lines. Maybe one a little longer and the other a little shorter. And these are like the eyelids for your eye. And this one could be kind of sleepy. So I'll draw the pupils underneath. Maybe add a little highlight there. So this one can be kind of droopy and sleepy. Maybe it just woke up from a nap. And this one, I think I'm going to make this one really excited and have like, wow, ready to go. Oh, I forgot. I need to add those lines around the eyes again, kind of like little goggles. Maybe here, I'll add some rectangles for eyelashes. These are just examples. You do not have to make the exact same thing I'm making, and you can always pause if I'm going too fast, but I'm just trying to give you lots of different ideas for your monster. just leave it just like that. There we go. I'm going to continue with this one, my main one. Now I want to think about the smile, like the mouth, so I can continue working on the rest. I think I want this one to be smiling, so I'm just going to make a little smile down here. Make some lines so it looks like the cheeks are smiling. And I think I'm going to give this one some teeth, like it's kind of got like an underbite, like teeth coming up. And now I want to connect. All of these are going to look a little different. So I'm just taking a line down from the eye and going around my mouth, so that way it looks like it's part of the face. And you can do whatever works best for your monster. So I think I'm good with that. I'm gonna leave that right there. And maybe for this one, it has more of a round body. And maybe it has some legs. I don't know. Little monster there. Maybe for this one could be more of like a little blobby monster, maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm gonna start with kind of like a wobbly mouth, like a wavy line. And I think I want to give this one some teeth too. And let's see. Maybe I'll continue. Kind of reminding me of Jello. I'm just making these up as I go, just like you. So let's see here, maybe I'll finish, and there we go. Got some like Jello, got my blob. Let's see, what about this one? I think she's gonna have kind of like a really like excited, yeah, she's ready to go. Let's see, I think I'm gonna copy this shape right here for the top of the mouth. And give this monster a really big smile and maybe some fun teeth. And a tongue. And now I need to connect like her little jaw right here. So maybe I'll do kind of the same thing, or maybe I'll make it kind of round. Let's see, there we go. That works. And then let's start seeing if we want to add some things to the top of our monsters. We can always add stuff to the top. I think I'm gonna give this one a unibrow. I'm kind of using my pencil to make a fuzzy eyebrow here. But I think I want to turn this eyebrow into kind of like dirt. I think I want this one to be growing flowers, maybe? So I'm just gonna add some flowers. All right, so there I've got some flowers for this one, and maybe this monster likes to make gardens. So maybe on the side, I'm gonna add like a little butterfly, just chilling, hanging out. Maybe I'll add a little bee over here. Got the wings. And there we have it. So this one could be more for springtime. Who knows? Maybe this one has like little hair and spots. Not really sure what that monster does, but it's pretty cool. I think maybe this one has a horn and some hair too. Maybe you could even add some like wiggly hair. And I like the idea of spots. Might have some spots as well. You could even be thinking of names for your monsters. Maybe they have a job. All of these monsters I'm imagining are scared of people. So if they're scared of people, what would they be doing? Would they come out when people are asleep? What would they do? I think I want this one to have a horn as well. She's got lots of space. Maybe it'll be a rainbow horn. I don't know. I think that's good. Maybe it's like really bright and shiny. Now that we've drawn our own versions of James DeRusso monsters, let's learn how we can use a Sharpie before we start coloring. Before you start coloring, it's always a nice option to be able to use a Sharpie, which is a permanent marker. If you get this on your hands or your skin, it will wear off over time when you wash your hands, which we're doing a lot of. But if you're being silly with the Sharpie and you accidentally get it on your clothes or you're kind of playing around, it's gonna be permanent and you're not gonna be able to get it out of your clothes. But it's such a nice supplies to use in the art room. So before we start coloring, I want to show you how to trace with Sharpie before you do any coloring with any crayons, markers, color pencils, or paint. Because it's permanent, we can use this with any kind of paint. It's not going to disappear or wash away. So we drew all of our James DeRusso monsters with pencil. To trace, we're going to take the cap off, put it on the bottom end, so on the end of the Sharpie, so that way we don't lose it. This isn't going to go anywhere where it can be played with or broken because we share these materials. Now, to trace, we need to go over all of our pencil lines. And we need to do this carefully. No need to rush or try to get done really, really fast. Art takes time. And it's really important that we take our time so we don't forget all of our details. Every pencil line needs to be gone over with Sharpie. So it's not going to help us to hurry up to get to the coloring part. This is part of your artwork. And we want to make sure that we are finishing with our absolute best. So I am just making sure that I am going over all of my pencil lines. Now, when it comes to eyes, it is okay to use your Sharpie to color in the pupil, okay? But if you have like a really, really large section, I would not color in with a Sharpie. I would outline and either use a black marker, color pencil, or crayon. Like, I would not color in my entire monster with Sharpie, only because that wastes a lot of ink, and we don't want to do that because we have to share these with everyone else in the class, in the school. So let's be nice with our supplies and take care of them so they last as long as they can. So I'm just about done. And if you noticed, I started from the top and worked my way down, so that way I didn't miss anything. But I can still see some pencil peeking through the Sharpie. That's where you can use your eraser, but if you feel like a bigger eraser would be helpful, we can use those as well. And I like to make sure I can put a finger like at the top of my paper and another kind of close to the bottom, or I really spread it out so that way my paper doesn't crinkle up on me as I'm erasing. And now that I'm all done, I can wipe away all of the eraser crumbs, and I've got a clean picture to start coloring. Now, as you're coloring, if you are using crayons and markers, it's always best to use your markers first and then your crayons, because crayons have a wax on them. And if you use marker on top of crayon, you could end up ruining the brush of the marker, the tip of the marker, because the wax is so rough, right? So if you're doing that, a good combination is always to, if you're wanting to do both, I like to outline, like go over with marker. And then if you really want to use both, then pick the same kind of colored crayon and go inside with a crayon. Now that you have some new coloring techniques, I hope you enjoy them. Happy coloring!